This is a special edition of K2 News on your side.
And good evening, everybody. Tonight, Portland Public Schools and the Teachers Union are still working to close the gap on a deal that would reopen schools after Thanksgiving. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. A deal appears closer than ever following a marathon bargaining session over the weekend. K2's Emily Gersh is live where the PPS team spent much of the day. And Emily, the list of items they still disagree on is getting shorter.
Yeah, Deb, that's right. Well, the two sides were able to agree on 17 different issues over the weekend. They're still working on workload compensation and student safety and discipline. On Monday, after 24 hours of bargaining, the Portland Association of Teachers said the two sides were close to a tentative deal, but alleged the school board rejected it. In a statement, PAT President Angela Bonilla said, quote, that the PPS school board yanked this deal out from under us after their own bargaining team recommended it, displays an unprecedented failure of leadership. But PPS said that's not what happened. On Monday morning, PPS officials said there was no tentative agreement and they did not reject a proposal. District officials said the two sides agreed on a 13.8% cost of living adjustment, planning time, special ed, and mental health supports. The two sides are working on a deal on class size committees to address the placement of students in overloaded classrooms. Board members say they disagreed with the union's proposal that parents be included in a class size committee, citing privacy concerns, especially of children with special needs or mental health issues.
The concern was it might be parents might have access then to information about a student that would make them either want them to be in that class or maybe not.
Now, at this time, the PPS bargaining team has gone home for the day. We reached out to the PAT bargaining team for an update on their day, but we have not heard back. Live in Portland, Emily Gersh, K2 News.
Emily, thank you. And stay with K2 News for continuing coverage of the negotiations. When we're not on air, you can track developments on our website at katu.com.
Well, the Portland Police Bureau is increasing its presence in downtown as the holiday season gets into full swing. In fact, today was day one of the Bureau's holiday walking patrols. Through the start of the new year, two teams of officers will patrol the downtown area, connecting with people in the community. Police Chief Bob Day announced the patrols late last month, saying they align with his three primary goals. Number one, reducing crime and the fear of crime through community engagement.
Walking patrols through all of policing history have always been one of the primary ways for us to connect with the community, both with business leaders, people living on the streets, citizens, volunteers, tourists, etc. It puts us on the ground, right next to folks on a daily basis.
He says the walking patrols also increase transparency and growth among officers, which are his other top goals. Patrols will run through the new year, at which point the Bureau will evaluate their impact to determine whether to continue that program.
Well, tonight, detectives are investigating a string of fires in southeast Portland. They say firefighters responded to a dozen suspicious fires over the past couple of days. They put out this map, and we're going to show you the red dots show where the fires happened. They're all between Southeast 16th and 40th Avenues, from Hawthorne to Burnside. They're asking people who live in that area to check your security cameras for suspicious activity. If you can help, call 503-823-FIRE.
63 people have died in traffic crashes in Portland this year. That's the same number of people killed in 2022 and 21, which is the highest in at least 3 decades. The most recent crash happened this morning on I-205 at Killingsworth. Police say a southbound driver crashed into the Jersey barrier around 2 a.m. The driver died. Nobody else was hurt. And yesterday, dozens of people gathered to remember lives lost in traffic crashes on the World Day of Remembrance. Advocates for safer streets say simple changes could prevent people from being killed.
So we're hoping that our elected officials put more money into safe streets infrastructure, prioritize people walking and cycling, and regulate the size of vehicles, because that's another leading cause of people dying in traffic. It's just cars are getting so big.
With more than a month left in the year, sadly, the city of Portland appears on track to set a new record for traffic-related deaths. We'll continue to stay on top of this and bring you any updates.
The city of Vancouver opened its third Safe Stay community for the homeless today. The new temporary housing site is located in the middle of a neighborhood. Community members have raised concerns about the village bringing trash, drug activity, and crime into the area. But representatives say areas near the first two villages have seen a 30% reduction in police calls. The new site will have 20 housing units with the ability to house up to 40 people. Each unit has heat, light, and power. People will also be connected to services and possibly, more importantly, each other.
People in the homeless community tend to become very isolated, and it's very difficult to move forward in life without some kind of community support, right? So this is a place where neighbors can plug in, schools can plug in, churches can plug in, and we hope that the folks here will be involved in neighborhood things.
She says a fourth site in Vancouver, North Vancouver, set to open in December. The program's also budgeted for a fifth location.
Over 2,000 Thanksgiving meal boxes will be distributed by Sunshine Division this week. Through Wednesday, the boxes will be available for pickup at Sunshine Division's north and southeast locations in Portland. And according to organizers, the number of people seeking food assistance has grown exponentially since 2019 due to economic factors.
Public schools in Portland are closed again, and it's been very turbulent, whether it's wildfires or ice storms or pandemics. There's just a lot of negative variables out there over the past 3.5 years that have made it just increasingly difficult for normal, everyday Oregonians to get by.
Last year for Thanksgiving, Sunshine Division served more than 2,500 households, making it the busiest week in their history. They anticipate this week could be even busier.
It is fall in Portland, and that means leaves upon leaves. Today, PPS started towing cars on some streets in order to get rid of the leaf pileups. It's all part of the Leaf Day service, which kicked off on the 11th. It runs through December 22nd. PPS says there are 10 towing districts around Portland that require people to move their cars ahead of the street sweeps. It says despite text messages, advertisements, and physical signs warning folks about Leaf Day, they end up towing about 400 cars every year. They say for many Portland streets, towing is a necessary evil.
We've found in some of these more densely populated neighborhoods like Northwest that if we don't require vehicles to be removed for Leaf Day, we're just not able to get an adequate sweep.
PPS says they only tow in neighborhoods that have specifically requested for them to do so. To find out if you park in a towing district or for more information about Leaf Day service, head to our website at KATU.com.
Meteorologist Dave Selesky is here. We know a whole lot of folks are hitting the roads for the holidays. What's going to be like for them out there?
Pretty good if you're staying on this side of the country. As a matter of fact, road travel should not be a problem at all across the Northwest. So a lot of folks heading out tomorrow or on Wednesday. Again, we have partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 50s. Looks very good, even up on Thanksgiving Day. Over the Cascades, not a problem there as well. As a matter of fact, you may see some snow on the side of the roads. There's the mountain pass Cameron Highway 26 government camp. You can see a little bit of snow on the side of the road. Same story for Santiam Junction. Roads are bare, and Willamette Pass, same story. Roads are bare, snow on the side of the road, and should stay that way for the remainder of the week. So if you're traveling over any of the mountain passes, even the Siskiyous going to California, not going to be a problem for this holiday travel season. In the meantime, 50 degrees the current temperature, partly cloudy skies, light winds out of the west-northwest now at about 6 miles an hour. Highs today, we hit 51 here in Portland. Same temperature, 1 degree cooler rather, up in Vancouver. It was 53 for both the Dalles and in Pendleton. Baker City at 47 on the coast. Lovely day there. 57 this afternoon for Tillamook and 55 in Newport also for Astoria. Now, there are some changes coming over the next couple of days. Our satellite imagery shows a cold front begin to approach the Oregon-Washington coastline. That's going to allow for some increasing clouds this evening and through tomorrow on Tuesday. But this system's really stretching out, falling apart. So I'll bring in the hour-by-hour forecast. There we are tomorrow morning. Again, we have dry skies starting the day. It's going to stay that way throughout the entire day on Tuesday. We'll see increasing clouds by the afternoon and going into the evening. And I think by Wednesday morning, we'll see some showers around the area briefly. The system kind of falls apart, slides off towards the south. Then by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, guess what? High pressure builds back in, drying us out and taking us into a nice, dry Thanksgiving holiday and going into the weekend beyond as well for dry skies. So it looks pretty good for Thanksgiving and also on Friday and Saturday as well across the region. So some very good weather coming up for this holiday week. In the meantime, our forecast for you. For tomorrow on the coast, partly cloudy skies with the clouds increasing the latter part of the day. 58 for your high for Astoria. Nice there. 56 in Lincoln City. Southeast winds about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Now in the Willamette Valley, partly cloudy skies. A chance of some showers, but I'm thinking right now going to be very late tomorrow evening, more likely early on Wednesday morning. 50 degrees for your high temperature in Longview and 49 for Aurora. Moving now into the Cascades, the Gorge, mostly cloudy skies here. 46 for your high temperature for Government Camp, 31 and 45 the low and the high for the Dalles. Central and Eastern Oregon, partly cloudy skies, but a chilly start to the day. 19 for the overnight low in Burns, 46 for the high there, 25 and 47 in Baker City. And of course, the 7-day forecast looks pretty darn good. Tomorrow on Tuesday, well, we're talking dry skies, increasing clouds latter part of the day, 56 for your high. On Wednesday, we're going to have some showers early on in the day. Light rain showers, generally less than 1/10 of an inch in most locations for precipitation. Thursday right now, of course, Thanksgiving will be dry, 52 for your high temperature. Then on Friday, we have sunny skies as well back in the forecast. But notice the overnight lows here are dropping down into the low 30s by the weekend and heading in towards early next week. But still, dry skies all the way through next Monday with temperatures in the 50s for highs and overnight lows in the 30s. Back to you guys.
Yeah, plenty of sunshine for this time of year, especially, David. Thank you.
Indeed.
Also tonight, the CDC reports more than a dozen drugs for cancer patients are in short supply right now.
For one survivor, that means searching for a shot to save his life. Medical reporter Liz Bonus shares the journey.
Hey there, everybody. For months now, we've been following the story of Steve Abbott. He is a 10-year advanced prostate cancer survivor, and he started this shot at survival search when he was told his current therapy was no longer working.
I was told after my 3rd treatment, this is not going to be, you're going to need to look at the next thing, and soon.
Soon, because, well, Steve was searching. A measurement of progression known as a PSA level in the blood was rising.
PSA is a serum or blood test that we utilize to screen for risk of prostate cancer.
So, is that kind of scary?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
Steve's team had suggested he look into a drug made by Novartis, which provided this video.
At that time, what I was really staring at was kind of nothing.
It is called Pluvicto.
Pluvicto is a radiation treatment, but not with a beam. It's given with an IV into the body, and it's a very sophisticated concept.
Dr. Gary Kirsch of Ohio's Urology Group told me the drug targets what's called PSMA.
PSMA is a chemical on the surface of over 90% of prostate cancer cells, so this becomes like a smart bomb.
Due to recent FDA approval, however, and high demand in the U.S., Steve couldn't find a medical center to deliver the drug. His drug, at the time, not the only one in short supply. It's been a problem for both doctors and patients for months.
It's very frustrating for both parties. What we try to do is work around it.
That works if there are other drugs which offer similar benefit. But in Steve's case, his hard-to-find drug is unique in how it kills off cancer.
This chemical goes right to the prostate cancer cells, attaches to it, and gives off its radiation to kill the cell.
So Steve got on a plane and flew from Ohio to Italy, where he'd been told a Novartis plant there had supply available. It took about 6 months, but just a few weeks ago, the team at the Urology Group did deliver his first dose. And since then?
My PSA was at least 25, and it's come down after every single treatment, and as of last week, I'm now down to 2.9, which is kind of within normal ranges, quite honestly.
Well, it's not a cure. Steve says he now tells patients to do whatever's possible to be your own advocate. Since the problem of finding new drugs and paying for them continues to be a problem, he says start at your own doctor's office.
We have people here at the Urology Group who spend all day between financial difficulties that patients have when drug is available or when drug isn't available. They spend all day trying to hook the patient up with the drug.
Now, many medical centers have these kinds of medication hunters. And beyond that, there's an online site called Massive Bio that will help you search nationwide for clinical trials, which may have even newer therapies than the ones not available. We have a link to it online, and we also want to let you know Pluvicto now has a note on their website, says this drug shortage is resolved. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonus. We'll throw it back to you.
We are back with more local news after Monday Night Football tonight. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a great night.